Hello guys, in our previous class we discussed algorithm. In today's class we are going to discuss flowcharts. A flowchart is a problem solving concept which we are going to discuss in more details in this class. And flowchart and algorithm are related. Yes, flowchart is a concept in algorithm which we are going to discuss in more detail. So what is algorithm? What is flowchart? A flowchart is a visual representation of a process, algorithm, or system using symbols and arrows. It shows step-by-step flow of actions using symbol. Flowchart is used to plan algorithm before coding. It's used to simplify complex logic into easy to flow diagram. It communicates how a process works. It visualizes logic before programming. These are the applications of flowchart. So now let's move on. Basic flowchart symbols. We have symbols used in flowchart. These are the symbols you have to get yourself familiar with if you want to solve a problem using flowchart. The first symbol is start or end symbol. Yes, this marks the beginning or end of the flow. It marks the beginning or end of the flowchart diagram. You'll be using start or end symbol most of the time to start or end a flowchart. So the symbol is simply oval shape. Yes, this oval shape denotes the start or end of a flowchart. The next one is the input or output symbol. This is parallelogram. It's a parallelogram symbol. It is used to denote input or output of your flow chart. This shows input or output display. You'll be using this symbol most of the time to input data or output data in flowchart diagram. The next one is the process. The process diagram, the process shape, which is rectangular. It is rectangle shape. This process is used to represent a processing steps. Yes, maybe you want to assign a value to a variable, or you want to make some addition or calculations. You are going to use process symbol. This process symbol is a rectangle shape. The next one is the decision. Yes, decision making. There's a symbol for decision making in flowcharts. The symbol for decision making is in flowchart is simply a diamond shape. This diamond shape is used for decision making. Either you want to check for a condition of, maybe let's say, if or else condition, or you want to check check or you want to make a logical decision based on yes or no, or true or false. You'll be using decision symbol. We also have another one called flow line. This shows this connects the shapes used in flowchart diagram. You will be using arrow most of the time to connect the shapes. That is, it shows the direction of the flow of your flowchart diagram. The symbol used is arrow. So now let's move on. We have rules for creating a flowchart. There are a set of rules which guides the creation of flowchart. Whenever you want to create a flowchart, there are a set of rules you have to get yourself familiar with. The first one is to begin with start symbol. Yes, you are going to begin with start symbol. What is the start symbol? A an oval shape. Yes, an oval shape is used for the start symbol. That is, oval shape is used for start. You are going to begin with start symbol, that is the oval shape, then followed by the standard symbols for different actions. There are standard symbols for different actions. If you want to input, you use parallelogram shape. If you want to show a process, you use rectangular shape. If you want to make a decision, either yes or no, you want to check for a decision, you are going to use diamond shape. Another one is to connect symbol. The connect symbol is an arrow. It's an arrow shape. To connect symbols, you use arrow to indicate the flow. The fourth one is always end with an end statement. Always end your flow chart with an end statement. Then the last one is to keep it clean, logical, and readable. Keep your flow chart clean, logical, and readable. So now let's move on to the next part. This we want to explain the real life applications of flowcharts. In our previous class we discussed algorithm, and we make use of a real life application of algorithm using ATM cash flow. This same thing here, we are going to make use of real life application, that is ATM cash withdrawal. The first one is you are going to start the flow chart using oval shape, which is you are starting the flow chart diagram. The second process is to insert our ATM card. Whenever you want to insert an ATM card, you want to make an input uh, statement. Like you want to create an input process. Sorry, you want to create an input process. You are going to insert your ATM card. So to do that, we represent the input process of inserting our ATM card using parallelogram shape. Parallelogram shape in flowchart denotes input. Another input process is we want to enter our pin. We want to enter our ATM pin. You are going to use what? The input symbol, which is parallelogram, to denote input. Then the next step, after entering the pin, you are going to check if the pin is correct. If the pin is not correct, show the user error message. That is, show the user that there is an error, your pin is not correct. Retry the pin. The next thing which we are going to check, if the pin is correct, then continue with the flow chart. That is, select withdrawal cash. We are going to, if the pin is correct, we are going to be shown some transactions options, which is you are going to select withdrawal cash. Then after that, is the balance sufficient? We are going to check for another condition, if the balance is sufficient or not. If the balance is sufficient, then dispense the cash and print receipt. If the balance is not sufficient, show error message. Do you get the logic behind that? Is balance sufficient? That is, you want to check for this condition using the diamond shape. The diamond shape is used to check for condition. So if the balance is sufficient, show print receipts. If the balance is not sufficient, show error message. Show insufficient balance. That is, we want to output a message which shows insufficient balance. If it is sufficient, then print receipt. That's also an output process. Yes. And dispense cash is also an output process, which we are going to represent with parallelogram. Then after the process, we are going to end the flow chart using end symbol. That is that on ATM cash withdrawal. As simple as that. Let's take a look at another real life example, which is face unlock system. Yes, face unlock system for smartphone. If you are a user and you apply face unlock system for to unlock your phone, this is a flow chart. The first one is the start. That is, we want to use oval shape to start the flow chart. The second one is to activate face unlock. Yes, activate face unlock. Then the third one is the face detected. Yes, is to detect the face. That is, you take your phone, your camera, your device camera straight to your face, then compare with stored data. That is to compare your face with the stored data. If the face is the same as the owner of the phone, then there is a match found. If the face is not the same as the owner of the phone, then it's going to display error message. Yes, that's a flow chart. The flow chart is going to display error message using parallelogram. Then if the match is found, that is the face captured with the face of the owner of the device, if it is matched, then grant access to device. Then the last one is to end the process. That is that on face unlock system flow chart. So now let's move on. Forms of flow chart. We have different forms of flow chart. We have program flow chart, which shows logic of a program. We have process flow chart, which shows steps involved in a process. And we have workflow diagram, focus on peoples or roles involved. Let's say you have a software, there will be people, or there are a set of roles which will be involved in the process. Let's say an admin grant, all these things. if you want to represent it in flowchart, the type of flowchart or the forms of flowchart is the workflow diagram. We also have process flowcharts, which shows the process involved to solve a problem, and we also have program flowchart, which shows logic of a program. So flowchart and algorithm, they are related. Yes, they are two set of skills which they are related. Flowchart is a part of algorithm. So and these two skills, these very very essential in problem solving skills. Yes, if you master flowchart and algorithm, you'll be very proficient in problem solving and critical thinking. You'll be able to solve problem without much stress. Yes, if you are a problem, if you want to be a problem solver, you want to be a computer programmer, or you want to be a software engineer or software developer, or you want to be a business analyst, you have to get yourself familiar with flow charts and algorithm. You have to learn the skills. Yes, these skills, most computer programmer, or let me say Gen Z computer programmer, they don't get themselves familiar with these problem solving skills, and it's very 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 important. Yeah, if you want to work in the skills, if you want to work in web development or software development firms, you have to get yourself familiar with this set of skills. Thank you very very much. I think you have learned a lot from this lesson. Please, if you have learned from this lesson, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.